Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott would respond by setting up an Audra Charles trap. Will Victor Newman's scheme be thwarted by Kyle and Claire switching roles? Victor wants Audra to end Claire and Kyle's relationship as soon as possible, but he doesn't want to know the specifics. But there are already indications that Victor's plan isn't going to be as successful as he had thought. To begin with, YNR supporters are aware that Audra has not improved at all, which may be a sign that she is just talking. Audra may be overstating her ability here, despite the fact that she has been making a lot of strong predictions. Because to Audra's constant boasting about Vibrante, Kyle despises her and is constantly on edge. Furthermore, Claire and Kyle believe this is an attempt to harm Kyle because they are both aware that Victor employed Audra. That is to say, Audra and Victor have already tipped their hand. It will be quite difficult to persuade Kyle to compromise and make Claire feel as though he has betrayed her in the current situation. Claire and Kyle may eventually choose to turn the tables on both Audra and Victor. Kyle and Claire may figure out that Audra has been told to break up with them before she ever gets a chance to make a real move. They might cooperate to persuade Audra and Victor that the strategy is succeeding because it's simple to picture Claire and Kyle laying a trap for Audra instead. Before turning the tables on the evil pair, Kyle and Claire may put on a little charade. Claire and Kyle might be able to humiliate Audra while teaching Victor a valuable lesson. By the end of this, Kyle might even attempt to grab Vibrante and fold it into jabot. Naturally, Nate Hastings may learn of Audra's involvement in the breakup scheme, which might leave her devastated while Kyle and Claire grow stronger. In any scenario, Claire may eventually plot against her grandfather because Victor is going beyond what he promised her he wouldn't do. If Claire and Kyle had a cunning strategy of their own, it would be advantageous for both Audra and Victor. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Kyle and Claire might be up to some shenanigans, so keep checking back for any amazing announcements. According to teasers and updates for The Young and the Restless, if Victoria Newman eventually moves on and Cole Howard dies, Victor Newman's brain will blow apart. When it comes to romantic relationships, Victoria usually goes backwards rather than forwards. What if she makes amends with and perhaps remarries Billy Boy Abbott? Although Victoria is now content, tragedy seems to be approaching. Jordan's erratic behavior destroyed Victoria's house, endangered the Newman family, and broke Nikki Newman's sobriety. Nevertheless, in a perverse way, the unstable woman has given Victoria a reason to be joyful. In addition to having regained her daughter Claire Newman, she has also restored her relationship with Cole Howard, which has always been the most relaxed she has ever experienced. We haven't seen this softer side of Victoria in a very long time, and we were starting to accept the moniker that her admirers gave her, Ice Princess. But a gloomy cloud hangs over her newfound bliss, making us worry about how happy she will be in the future. Cole came back from Europe really sick during the week of April 21st. Cole returned to Genoa City following a lengthy business trip that included stops at several Newman publishing locations across the globe. Although Victoria and Claire were overjoyed to see him and appreciated the mementos he brought, Cole's continuous cough caught our attention even though he claimed it was just a cold. In the episode that aired on April 30th, we see Cole sitting on the couch in the tack house in a terrible state. Victoria is adamant that he see a doctor since she wants to take care of him. He initially opposes seeking medical attention, but as his cough worsens, he begins to worry that he may have a more serious illness than the flu or a cold. What happens should Cole pass away? It wouldn't be unexpected if today was Cole's last day, considering the circumstances surrounding his condition. His romance with Victoria lacks the soap opera intensity, and he has been gone for months. Victoria would be devastated by Cole's death, of course. She has finally reconnected with one of her earliest loves after all this time, a man who has no ulterior intentions, and even Victor supports him. Given that Victoria has so few family and friends, we can only imagine how much love and support she would require in the event of Cole's death. Victoria would still be able to rely on Billy. She only has one buddy in town, her ex-boyfriend Billy, and this could result in some interesting events that could give Victoria a major storyline twist. Imagine a situation in which Victoria finds peace in Billy, and while they share these moments, their past emotions may come back to them. To the excitement of #Villy supporters who are anxiously awaiting their reunion, this rekindling may lead to a love connection. But for two people in particular, Sally Spectra and Victor, this would mean trouble. In any case, Sally's romance appears to be on borrowed time. Billy's company could be upended by Aristotle Dumas' arrival. Sally is being recruited by him, for Billy is excited to enlist Sally in his new business, but it appears that Aristotle Dumas' arrival in Genoa City may interfere with it. The arrival of Aristotle, Billy's obsession with exacting revenge on Victor, and his contempt for Adam Newman could make things too much for Sally to handle. Significant difficulties could arise in their relationship, particularly if Billy ends up consoling Victoria. Sally may decide to break up with Billy in order to prevent a recurrence of her connection with Adam, or it may encourage Billy to betray her with Victoria, mirroring the demise of her romance with the Newman heir. If Victoria hooked up with Billy Boy once more, Victor's head would blow out. Oh my, the mustache would lose it. He has always disapproved of Victoria's relationship with Billy and despises him just as much as he does Jack Abbott. Who could forget Victor's efforts to prevent Victoria from marrying Billy Boy Abbott, including getting her arrested? Victor would surely go to great lengths to destroy Victoria and Billy if he were now committed to ruining Claire's relationship with Kyle Abbott. What do you think? If Cole died, would it be possible for #Villy to be back together? Would you like to see that reunion? According to the Young and the Restless recap on Friday, April 18th, Jack Abbott is alarmed by Kyle Abbott's revelation of his secret, while Michael Baldwin will lose his cool during Diane Jenkins Abbott's interrogation. Devon Winters will continue to worry about Lily Winters' overconfidence in Damien Kane at society, but Abby Winters will stand up for Lily and say her eyes are wide open. When Abby visits Victor Newman later, the topic of Aristotle Dumas potentially pursuing both Winters and Chancellor will come up. Abby will reassure Victor that she will provide updates if she learns anything new. On Friday's YNR episode, Audra Charles will answer Victor's call in front of Nate Hastings at the Jazz Lounge, but he will clearly not hear Victor's side of the story. Victor will schedule a meeting with Audra for tomorrow and update her on the new business he is organizing. Victor will caution, though, that all of this depends on Audra breaking up Kyle's connection with Claire Newman. After disconnecting, Audra will reassure Nate that she is as good as gold and urge Victor to consider it done. Lily will run see Amy Lewis at Crimson Lights and confess that she just had dinner with Damien. Lily will apologize for the trouble she caused with her previous charges at Nate's place because Amy will presume she spent the meal grilling her son. Amy will admit that she has doubts about Damien as well, since Lily will admit that she still struggles with trust. Amy won't want to take the chance of pushing him away with an interrogation, but there will be worries that Aristotle would corrupt Damien. Lily will make hints about maybe waking Damien up and letting him know that his boss isn't as innocent as he appears to be. When Nate and Audra arrive, Lily will let Nate know that she is prepared to try to give Damien the benefit of the doubt. When Diane sees Michael at the bar at the GCAC, she will storm over and demand to know if he is assisting Victor in pursuing Jack and Jabot. Michael would argue that although he manages a lot of tasks for his clients, he is not Victor's hatchet man. Michael will question where all of this is coming from because Diane won't give him a hard denial and will keep questioning him. Although it is obvious that Michael will be wary of what Diane has discovered, she will be evasive as she challenges his friendship.